Everybody be quiet, damn it.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Let's get going. All right, the Asian markets a bit mixed overnight. We're jumping straight into Asia here because obviously the U.S. was closed last night on the back of Thanksgiving holiday. So, obviously lower volumes overnight, a little bit less action. We had Japan closing a little bit lower on the back of a slightly stronger yen, but it looks like the yen's kind of weakened back out, nicely below 102 this morning. We did have a rise in core CPI this morning as well, so I think maybe just a little bit of consolidation, ahead on the back of what's been a nice spate of weakness in the yen. We also had, obviously finished a more or less a month of pretty much heavy selling in the gold sector. I think kind of just running along the lines of on the back of the potential tapering that could be coming quite soon. So one thing that is starting to happen right now is we're starting to see a lot of physical buying out of China as the price starts to get a little bit lower and lower. I continue to see that in the headlines. And so I think that the lower we get here in the near term, I think is going to we're going to start to see a little bit more and more support. I think it's also very interesting. I think we're starting to see a lot of these gold, eternal gold bulls and conspiracy theorists for the gold sector are starting to turn to Bitcoin because it's actually running. And so the guys are starting to look at Bitcoin and Litecoin and the likes of that. So gold may continue to stay out of favor, I think, into next year. All right. We had a lot of stocks going ex-div on Monday. I'll just quickly run through the list. MDC, we're looking at ABLs, CMLs, SPPs, LHCs, and SABs. SAB, that's a dollar divvy, so that's about close to 3 rand, and divvy coming out of breweries. All right, market data out today. We're looking at Japanese numbers that are already out this morning. Obviously, like we said, we had CPI numbers that were a little bit more inflationary, which is exactly what they want. I know that they're trying to target at least 1% inflation, so still probably going to keep the foot on the gas for a while there. Also had the jobless rate, which is a touch higher there, and PMI manufacturing. Then later we've got SA money supply numbers, those are out already this morning as well. Slightly higher than expected, slightly lower than expected in the money supply numbers, and private sector credit was also slightly lower. Later we've got retail sales out of Germany, we got consumer spending out of France, we've got unemployment rate out of Europe, CPI out of Europe, and we've got the local trade balance. Okay, let's jump into the maps. The one thing, obviously we're a little bit lighter on things that happened overnight. But we did see yesterday, we started to see a big turn in the market, I think, as a whole. One of the themes that I think we can look at is the commodity sector, the metal sector that really managed to find some footing yesterday. Obviously the whole market was bid, but bottom line is we found some support. We saw some nice reversals out of the mining sector. Impala's here is one of them. We talked about this 2 days ago, where we talked about us dropping support. I think it was yesterday. Dropping support here, but only just how big of a level this is. We saw a huge reversed, nice green candle out of here yesterday, back above the 200-day, back above support. And I think that this, we're up 4.4% yesterday to trade up to 120. And I think what's really important to note is that you haven't missed this move. Think about it. We were down about 4% 3 days in a row on Impala's on this way down. This is our first green bar, so I don't think we need to feel like we missed the boat on this share or some of the other shares that have made reversals. We'll look at Billiton. So actually, I'll back up a little bit more here, just the 2 years, so we can see it's slightly better. We know how big the 310 level is. We got back above 310 yesterday. Also, we didn't quite test it. We got close. We didn't quite test trendline support here, but it's important that we obviously held that. I think Billy's definitely continue to have some upside. Obviously, we've been aided a little bit by a weakening rand specifically against sterling, and we're starting to see some of these things break out of what essentially has been flag patterns. So Billy's is one of them. I mean, it's quite a steep flag here, but I think you can still call it a flag nevertheless. We're definitely popping up out the top of that, and I think we can continue to run in the next few sessions, provided the market gives us any type of support. Anglos as well. Anglos obviously as well broke out of this quite violently out of this downtrend. I mean, what I think is so important here is you look at the month of November, literally almost every day from the first 3 days of November, there's been only one green bar before the last 2 days. Every other day has been a red bar in Anglos. So it's really been a slaughterhouse here for Anglos. We dropped the 200-day. We popped back up very close to that yesterday, regained this, I think, crucial 230 level. Only just, and we'll have to see how this plays out from here. But like I said, I think we found a turn yesterday, found some support for some of these stocks, and I think that's important. And you can see it maybe a little bit more clearly here if we just look at the 30-minute at how we've really just ripped above what's really been a consistent downtrend over the last 2 weeks. All right, let's look quickly at CFRs, another one. I mean, a lot of these are stocks that we've been talking about the last few sessions, and kind of ended up playing out, I think, mostly the way that we thought. Here, CFR is 105 level. We talked about this a day or two ago, and how we were looking potentially to really make a move up to test this 105, and if we break out, we're probably going to go 110 in a hurry. We did close above it, only just by 5 cents, so you've got to be a little bit careful of that. We did get up to about 105.50 intraday. If we can get above 105 this morning and hold above 105, and just at least kind of capture the first half of the session plus above 105, even if it's only just, I think that'll be a good likelihood that we'll start to trade up higher if we kind of manage to build a base or spend some time above 105. All right. Old Mutual, another one that we pointed out a day or two ago. Perfect setup here. Came back to retest where we broke out to new all-time highs. Most beautiful classic flag setup you'll ever see, and bounced literally exactly off of 32. I mean, this is just a perfect setup here. Like we said earlier, this is the first day it ran. I know that we closed up a lot. We did get a nice bounce. Probably got 3% out of it yesterday. This thing, to me, should still have legs, can probably trade to new highs, especially with sterling being so strong against the rand. All right, and the last one I'm going to have a look at is Sanlam. The reason why I just want to show Sanlam is another one that we've been talking about. Obviously, we came down, we tested the 50 level, which is really where we broke out from. The bottom end of this support range would be about 49.20 to 49.30, somewhere in there. The reason why I want to show this one specifically is we haven't really broken out of the flag here. So I think that yesterday we did get another nice move up. Or the last 2 days we got a nice little bounce off of the 50 level, but we're still not even above the flag yet. So I really think this has significant upside left in it. I think we can easily retest all-time highs or recent highs, and potentially even go even higher. And guys, we're getting very close to the end of the year. Today's the last day of the month. Don't forget about that. Obviously, we're getting very close to year end as well, and there's going to be a lot fewer days in December, actual trading days on every market. So just keep that in mind. Right now, I think barring any significant news event, anything or any significant data points that are really just a shock from expectations, there's a very good likelihood that we could end up in with a finish with a Christmas rally here, potentially even a little bit of squeeze here in the local market after the sessions from a few days ago where we really had some heavy selling. And that's it for today, guys. Thanks a lot.